I welcome you dear visitors to the channel. The Order of the Brethren of the German House of St. Mary in Jerusalem, commonly known as the Teutonic Order, is a military order that was founded in the Holy Land during the time of the Crusades. It was originally created as a hospice to help pilgrims. However, a little time passed and the order followed in the footsteps of the Templars and Hospitallers, becoming a powerful military organization, which managed to create an independent monastic state along the Baltic Sea during the Northern Crusades. The Teutonic Order still exists today, but as a charitable and not a military organization. The origins of the Teutonic Order can be traced back to the middle of the 12th century. In 1143, Pope Celestine II ordered the Hospitallers to take over the German hospital in Jerusalem. It was created to serve the pilgrims and crusaders from Germany, who could not speak either French or Latin. Although the hospital was to be run by hospitaliers, the abbot and brothers of the hospitals themselves had to be Germans. This arrangement allowed the tradition of the German-led religious institute to develop in the Holy Land. Jerusalem fell to Saladin's forces in 1187, and the first significant Crusader counterattack against the Muslims was the Siege of Acre, which began 2 years later. It was during this siege that merchants from Lübeck and Bremen, inspired by the German hospital, decided to establish a field hospital for the duration of the siege. In 1191, Acre was captured by the Crusaders, and the following year the field hospital, which formed the core of the new Teutonic Order, was recognized by the Pope. By 1198, the Teutonic Order had become a military organization of knights. In 1220 the knights bought Montfort, Starkenburg, a castle northeast of Acre, and established their headquarters there. The castle was held by the Teutonic Order until 1271, when it was captured by the Egyptian Mamluks. The prestige of the Teutonic Knights rose under Hermann von Solms, the fourth Grand Master of the Teutonic Order, who was a close friend of the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II. For example, when the emperor was crowned King of Jerusalem in 1225, the Teutonic Knights accompanied him to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and the Grand Master read the emperor's proclamation in French and German. However, the Teutonic Knights were not as influential in the Holy Land as the Templars and Hospitallers. Instead, the Teutonic Order had a much greater impact on Europe, especially in the region along the Baltic Sea, where they established an independent monastic state during the Northern Crusades. In 1211, Andras II, King of Hungary, invited a group of Teutonic Knights to defend their Transylvanian frontier lands from nomadic raids. The Knights were given the area of Burgenland as a base. Although the Teutonic Knights were given relative autonomy, they were forbidden to build stone fortifications, as the Hungarians were afraid that they would become too powerful and begin to interfere in the politics of the kingdom. However, Andras's instructions were ignored, but due to the effectiveness of the order, the king decided to endure them. However, the knights soon became so powerful that the Hungarian nobility decided to get rid of them. As a result, the Teutonic Knights were expelled in 1225. From Hungary, the Teutonic Knights moved to the Baltic, where they had a new opportunity to expand their possessions. In 1217, Pope Honorius III called for a crusade against the Prussian pagans, and one of the rulers who responded was Conrad I, Duke of Masovia. By 1225, the Prussians had the upper hand and raided the northern border of Masovia. In 1226 Conrad called on the Teutonic Knights to come to his aid. Hermann von Salza saw these events as an excellent opportunity to prepare his knights for further crusades against Muslims in the Holy Land. But the Grand Master also learned from his mistake in Hungary and took precautions to prevent it from happening again. As a result, the Golden Bull of Rimini was received from the Holy Roman Emperor. In the bull, the emperor recognized the Teutonic Order's ownership of the lands granted to him by Conrad, as well as the territory that the knights had conquered from the Prussians. The order also received from the Pope a document that placed them under the sovereignty of the Pope and not of any secular ruler. About half a century later, Prussia was conquered by the knights and became part of the state of the Teutonic Order. This military monastic state lasted until 1525, and over the 3 centuries of its existence, it played a big role in the politics of the region. The decline of this state of the Teutonic Knights began in the 15th century, after they were defeated by the Polish-Lithuanian army in the Battle of Grunwald in 1410. The order was further weakened by internal conflicts as well as Prussian uprisings. In 1525, the order lost all its Prussian lands, which marked the end of the Teutonic Order state. However, they still held lands within the Holy Roman Empire. Knights continued to play a military role in the Holy Roman Empire until 1809, when the order was dissolved by Napoleon. However, it survived in Austria and became a purely spiritual religious order in 1929. When Austria was annexed by Nazi Germany, the order was dissolved, but retained part of its organization in Italy. After the war, The Teutonic Order was re-established in Germany and Austria, and by the end of the 1990s it was transformed into a charitable organization. History has always been interesting, and each stage of history is fascinating in its own way. History teaches us to honor the past and avoid new mistakes. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new posts.